Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And a mother has slammed a primary school for giving her lessons on pleasuring oneself, shall we say? It's the M word. To 8-year-olds. An 8-year-old daughter was taught about how to be joyous when alone and was shown a video on this subject. And she's slamming the school for the sort of the sexualisation of these young people, these children. So she is absolutely livid with this, and we have to ask, what on earth are schools doing, showing this kind of thing to children as young as 8? The world's going crazy. But I tell you what this is. This is a furtherance. This is another salami slice of constant pushing for the normalisation of P. They're trying to get children into this whole sort of the sexualisation at a very early age. It's quite sick, it's quite wrong, and we have to find out who's signing off on it and then get them on a register. But let's look at the article. So, mother's fury at primary school for teaching her 8-year-old daughter about the M word by showing a video titled "Top Signs Boys Are in Puberty" in a sex education lesson. I mean, this sounds like, daytime television or something, doesn't it? It's, 50 top signs that boys... What? And this is aimed at 8-year-olds, yeah? Pupils in Year 4 at Coleshill Primary School in Birmingham were shown the video. It taught children about male puberty and explained what wet dreams were. Well, this whole thing is the wet dream of a child, a P, who wants to get close to children, and he likes those children to be aware of the things that they need to do to him. It's the actions of the left, the woke, this constant push of the sexualisation of young people. Why are they constantly doing it? Images of a rocket and a volcano erupting were used to illustrate the business, shall we say. You can read the words. The mother branded the lesson disgusting and said it was sexualising young people. I have to use the terminology because it's got to get through the YouTube algorithm. A furious mother has hit out at her primary school for teaching her 8-year-old about this. She said her young daughter was distressed after teachers showed Year 4 pupils a 3-minute video of a cartoon rocket launching and a volcano erupting, illustrating the hardening and the sudden release, if you like. The video also showed a cartoon of a boy waking up in his bed after having a wet dream. The people who signed this off and made sure that children watching it likewise were having these dreams. The mother, who is remaining anonymous, said her daughter was so upset about the graphic description of boys having these that she pleaded with her not to be shown the video again. And the mother said, "I'm very angry about this because I don't want my 8-year-old daughter being taught about these things. It's far too young." But you don't get a say because the schools say that you're only the parent and they are ones who want to control your school, control your child, because they're all socialists, and the whole point of socialism is to get hold of your children. That's why socialists actually want to end private education. They want access to every child to go through the socialist education system, the brainwashing, the mind control, the political adulteration of their young minds. That's what all this is. And if they can get and sort of make everything woke and left and how they see the world, and at the same time take those children and use them for their own pleasure, that is a bonus for these bastards. I was stunned and I didn't know how to answer at first, she said. It is disgusting that this is taught in Year 4. The only people who should be telling children about this are the parents. This has got nothing to do with the school, and especially not for 8-year-olds. The mother watched the video, Top Signs Boys Are in Puberty, produced by Amazed, and was shocked at the adult content and language. She said the words used in the video include horny, sexual desires, the M word, and erection. And then there's sort of images like this. And there you can see the little stain. Oh, and look, look, there's a volcano and that. Now, they're quite timid, of course. They're quite timid because we're adults and we know exactly what's going on. But you've got to think, some of these can be quite shielded 8-year-old girls. They do not need to know this at the age of 8. She said, I didn't know if I was being old-fashioned. No, love, you weren't. You were not being old-fashioned. You were being a concerned parent taking care over what your child learns. I spoke to other parents who felt exactly the same way. More so the dads. They were the angriest of all. The mother contacted the head teacher at Coleshill Primary School in Birmingham. Now, I would suggest that nothing is taught without parental consent, and that the parents have a right to see lesson plans and to see the contents of the lessons before they are sort of presented to children. And I'm not talking about, history and maths and English. I'm talking specifically the S education here. The school has agreed not to show the video, but will continue to teach 4-year-olds about puberty, which is part of compulsory S education. Again, yes, you can teach them, but you don't show them videos. You don't talk about wet dreams. You talk about the physical aspects, and I still think 8 is too young. Probably 10. First year of senior school, or last year of junior school. The sort of 10 to 11 is where you should start it, and even then you should be quite reticent and introduce it over a sort of a 2-year period. No pun intended. The mother added the head reluctantly accepted the video was inappropriate. Of course he was reluctant to do so. He's left-wing. He's one of the woke wankers. He wants children to be exposed to this filth as soon as possible. Gotta get them when they're young. They're better when they're young, because every frigging teacher is up for this. They're all left. They're all woke. They're all pushing the same agenda. They all should be on a bloody register. None of them should be. If anyone who wants to be a teacher should automatically be disbarred by wanting to, because all they want is access to children. Anyway, he said it was inappropriate, but he said, I couldn't opt out of my daughter attending the lesson. Actually, yes, you can. After the government made it compulsory in September 2021. It's disgusting and sexualising our young children. It is entirely legal for you to pull out of that lesson. The teaching of it is compulsory. The attendance of it is not compulsory. Any teacher who must, a teacher, a science teacher, say, or a personal development teacher, by law must teach these things. It is not obligatory for a child to attend. There are people who will cite religious or other convictions. They are excused. All you have to do is say no as a parent. So don't believe these lying bastards, because they're quite clearly lying there. And it's not a school's place to be teaching these things. It's the parents, especially at the age of 8. If a child went to school and told teachers their dad or stepdad had been saying they were horny or had sexual desires or were having wet dreams, alarm bells would ring and social services would be involved immediately. But the government thinks it's okay for teachers to do it. They are too young. Let them be children, because once they know about it, they will start experimenting. And she claims she was not notified about the school's intention to teach the topic, which the head teacher denies. He'll deny it, but I guarantee she wasn't told. I guarantee she never saw a lesson plan beforehand. I bet she was never shown what the material contained beforehand, because the last thing any school wants is for you to know what they're doing to your children. Anyway, she said, I don't think they need to know about M. The school has no right to teach our children this at such a young age, because they have no idea how it's going to affect them. I feel they have let my daughter down and neglected her, because I didn't know she was learning about this. She told me she felt very uncomfortable when being told about it. These schools just want to get in and get hold of children. They want to strip the rights of the parent. The whole sort of agenda of the left is that they want to take parents out of the equation when it comes to raising children, because they cannot control what the parents say and do to those children. They cannot control what parents teach those children, and they hate that. And so they actually want to break up the family, because they want the state to control these children, because then they can control what goes into their minds, what comes out of their mouths, and now what goes into their mouths, because they're all peas. Anyway, I will finish and come up. So here we have yet another example of what schools are doing to children. They're not, as I say, informing the parents of what they're teaching them, because the last thing they want is the parents to know. And it is just yet another example of this continual push by the left to legalise and normalise P, because that's their direction of travel. Everything they do, they're aiming for that. They're coming after your children. Anyway, I shall stop now. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notification of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and goodbye.